Good morning, Immanuel Church. I hope you're doing well this morning. My hope is that you are currently with some other believers or that you're with your family and that you guys have circled up to do worship in your homes this morning. Since we're not able to be all together in our normal setting due to the coronavirus, my hope is that you have taken time to get into God's Word and to use the worship guide that we put together to guide you in worship this morning. I hope you found that guide. If you did, then just before this video, you should have just finished reading Psalm 46. So we're going to spend just a few minutes together this morning, just kind of walking through Psalm 46 together. You know, I have grown to love the Psalms. And it's been said before that there is not one emotion that is true to the human condition that's not found in the Psalter. The Psalms really cover the gamut of human emotions. It's all there: anger, joy, anguish, fear, anxiety. It's all there. It's all in the Psalms. And in Psalm 46, we actually encounter the emotion or the experience of chaos. In verse number 2, David, who wrote this psalm, paints a picture of a world that is literally shaken to its core. He says in verse 2, the earth trembles and the mountains topple into the depths of the seas. Its water roars and foams, and the mountains quake with its turmoil. David is depicting a cataclysmic event, an earthquake that shakes so aggressively, so violently that it causes mountains to crumble into the sea. And then as a result of the mountains crumbling into the sea, it forms a tidal wave that surges and swarms the land. This would be a terrifying event. And in fact, in 2004, I don't know if you remember it, but I was in college when the tsunami took place in Indonesia. An earthquake took place right off the coast of Sumatra that caused a tsunami to surge over Indonesia, killing hundreds of thousands of people. It was one of the worst natural disasters recorded in history. And the strange thing about events such as these is that they're just so unexpected. They're so, they're not planned for. They're unpredictable. And the truth is that we find ourselves in one of those moments currently. This coronavirus pandemic is sweeping through the world. And regardless of whether you're feeling perturbed by the whole deal because it's inconveniencing you at the moment, or you feel panicked, you're fearful of contracting the disease or someone you love contracting the disease, or maybe it's causing some other felt pain economically, financially, or something. This is a chaotic moment. COVID-19 has shut down sports. There are no athletic events on television. It's having a massive impact economically. The world is in chaos, and if you still don't believe me, then just go try to buy the last roll of toilet paper at a grocery store right now and see what happens. The world we're in is crazy, and maybe for you, the chaos is less external as it is internal. Maybe you're in a moment of experiencing internal chaos. This could be from anxiety. You just can't get a hold of your emotions. It could be a relationship that is crushing you. Maybe a broken friendship. Maybe a broken marriage that makes it feel like the earth is literally giving way underneath you and that your entire life is falling apart. Sometimes life is a raging tidal wave of hurt and sadness and fear. It's interesting how David writes this psalm. He juxtaposes the image of chaos, the image of calamity and cataclysm directly next to this image of a peaceful river. Verse 3, Its waters roar and foams, and the mountains quake with turmoil. But then verse 4, there is a river. Its streams delight the city of God, the holy dwelling place of the Most High. It's this odd pairing of verses, the whitewater deluge of chaos in verse 3, foiled by the peaceful stream in verse 4. This imagery reminds me of the Wizard of Oz, when suddenly we're no longer in black and white, we're no longer in the tornado, we're not even in Kansas anymore. Dorothy finds herself in the vivid, colorful land of Oz. What is David doing by putting these two images back to back like this? I think he's telling us that there is a way for us to find peace in the storm. That there is a way to experience a calm amidst the chaos. And the way is to look to God as our refuge. The psalm begins, God is our refuge and strength, a help who is always found in times of trouble. Therefore, we will not be afraid, though the earth trembles and the mountains topple into the depths of the sea. God is our refuge. God is our strength. H.B. Charles says that a refuge is a place of hiding. He calls it an ancient panic room. It's a place of protection from the enemy or from the threat. And David declares in this psalm that God is our place of hiding. God is our protection. And because God is our refuge, we can have peace even within a storm. Pastor Tim Keller says, if you have this God as your God, you can face even such cataclysms without any fear. Though earthquakes and tidal waves dissolve the solid world and civilizations melt, his rule is unshaken. See, our God is unshakable. And so no matter what is going on out there, and even no matter what is going on in here, in our hearts, our God is a refuge.